All right. So again, welcome back, guys. This is our training number 5. We're going over how to trade on TradingView. A lot of people have, you trade on Blowfin, you trade on Bitunex, you trade on Thinkorswim, trade on MetaTrader 5, trade on MetaTrader 4. Like it's a lot of places that you can actually place your trade, but to look at the charts and to do your technical analysis, 90% of people use TradingView. Okay, so that's what I'm going to go over today. If you guys have questions, you can just put your question in the chat and I'll be sure to answer them as I go. I'll probably pause along the way or answer your questions at the end. One thing I want to talk to you guys about is I want to ask this question, right? Because we are trying to set up ourselves for our future, our financial future. And they say that working a job is the
Is this
slowest way to make a living. And so let me ask you this question. Would you rather take $1 million right now or start with just a penny and double it every day for 31 days? Go ahead and answer that question in the chat. Put a 1 if you would rather take $1 million right now, or put a 2 if you rather take a penny right now and have that penny doubled every day for 31 days. I see lots of ones and I see lots of twos. Corey says 1, Junior 1, Daniel 2, Mackenzie 2, Daisy 1, iPhone 2, Deborah 2, Cheryl 1. All right. So if you had the $1 million, for those of you that said number 1, what would you do with it? Would you go out and buy that house that you've always wanted, the car you've always wanted? Would you pay off your bills? Put it in the chat. What would you do? Okay, I see invest. I see trade, automated trading, pay my bills and invest the rest, invest and leave the country. I know that's right, Alex. I'm trying to leave too. Get the funds on autopilot. A lot of times we just say we want $1 million, we want $1 million, want $1 million. But most of us, if you think about it, you have actually had $1 million. I know I have been working since the age of 16. I'm pretty sure over the span of my life, I've made $1 million right now. But if you don't know the tools to make the money grow, then it's going to slip through your fingers, right? So the poor people, they spend money. Middle class, they save money. And the rich, they rent out their money and they multiply their money. They make their money make money, right? They put their money to work and make their money work for them instead of working for money. Most of us have a job. Most of us are trading our hours for dollars, right? We've all heard this. But the rich people, they don't go to work for money. They make their money go to work for them. So the answer to the question I asked earlier, do you know that if you let your penny double every day for 31 days, you would actually have $10.7 million dollars? $10.7 million dollars. So if you said number 1, you just cheated yourself out of $9 million dollars, right? So we want to just make our money increase, make our money work for us. A penny seemed like not a lot. It seemed very slow. But what do you say? The eighth wonder of the world is, what is it called? It just slipped my mind. The eighth wonder of the world is when you make your money compound and work for you. So the wealthy, they don't save money. What we getting, like 0.00001% of money in the bank? It's not doing anything for us. With inflation, that money is actually depleting. It's going down. It's subtracting. So it's not doing us any good to have $10,000 in the bank just sitting there. So we're going to talk about where we put our money. And actually, we're trying to teach you a skill in trading where if you learn this skill, the money comes to you. So it's not about how much I have starting in my account. Don't feel bad that you only have $250 in your account. The point is to double it. That is the goal. We talked about this a little bit last Saturday. No matter if you have $250 or if you have $5,000, either way, the goal is to double it. Just like in the Bible, the rich man gave three people talents. He gave the first guy 5 talents, the second guy 3 talents, the third guy he only gave one. The first and second guy doubled the money that was given to them. They invested, they went out. The first guy buried it. It was like, I knew you was a hard man. I knew, that he was just scared. He basically let fear take over him. So I just want to tell you guys that you are 10 doubles away from $1 million. Let me repeat that. You are 10 doubles away from $1 million. For those of you that said $1 million and you put number one, I'm going to show you how to get that. So I'm an English teacher. For those of you that don't know, I've been teaching for 23 years. And so numbers are not really my forte, but I have learned to respect numbers, and I'm beginning to like math because, as they say, numbers don't lie. I love words though. That's still my favorite. So, you need to ask yourself, how much do you need to replace your job? Do you all know how much your bills are on a monthly basis? Do you know what percent of your check goes to food, goes to bills, goes to just entertainment, right? Um, do you know the numbers? So going back to what I said, you are 10 doubles away from $1 million. I'm going to have you put this in the chat. All right. I need you guys to help me because, again, I'm an English teacher and not a math teacher. So if you double $1,000, how much is that? Put it in the chat. If you double $1,000, how much is that? All right. Good. Exactly. 2,000. We're going to keep going because we're not at a million yet. If you double 2,000, how much is that? This is two. Got it. Got it. 4,000. If you double 4,000, how much is that? Some of y'all really fast. 8,000. If you double 8,000, how much is that? Yep. Y'all got it. Math must have been y'all favorite. 16,000. I'm not going to have you keep doing all the work. I'm just going to give you the answers from here. I said you 10 doubles away from a million. We at four. If you double six, there you go. Some of y'all already on it. If you double 16, you are 32,000. You have 32,000. If you double 32,000, you at 64,000. You double 64,000. Yep, you got it. You at 128. So yeah, you messing me up. You getting ahead of me. If you double 32,000, you at 64. You double 64, you at 128. Yep. Double 128, you at 256. Double 256, you at 512. If you double 512, you at that $1 million. You actually at $1 million and 24,000. So again, if you can learn to double your money, no matter how much it is going to compound. That's the word. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. So even if you start with the penny, that means we all qualify. That means we all can do this. So you're at the right place, you're at the right time. Congratulations for taking a step out and saying, I know that working this job is not going. I remember, and we're going to get started on the charts in a second, but I remember asking myself, who is the person that I know that works harder than anybody else? Because you would think the person that's working harder is the person that has the most, most money or the biggest house or the best car. And so it was my boyfriend's mother at the time. Like my mother did not work. She did not go to work at all. So we didn't really have a lot. But I'm like, well, his mom is always at work. Every time I talk to him, his mom, where your mom? At work, at work, at work. So shouldn't she have like more money? Shouldn't they be going on more trips and have the most groceries? But they didn't. And I was like, well, if she's working that hard and she still don't have nothing, or she have what my mom have and she not even going to work, then it must not be a big deal to go to work. Like this must not be the way to get ahead. And so that's when I realized back then that going to work is not the way to come up and not the way to get the life that you want. So, all right, Michelle, I'm trying. I'm not tech smart, but I learned quick. Good, good, good. We're gonna go over TradingView. Let me show my screen with you guys. Again, I just want you to know that learning this skill, learning any skill really, is what is going to make a difference in your life where you're not chasing money, but money is chasing you. So I got a couple of Zooms open. Let's come here. I can exit this out, my email. Okay. I always try to figure out how to hide everyone. Let me see. Okay. So here is your typical TradingView chart. Let me see. I put this in the corner. Can everyone see my chart? I need someone to unmute because I can't see you all.
Yeah, we're able to see your screen.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
Okay, cool. TradingView is a free platform that, like I said, 90% of traders use. It doesn't matter what you trade. If you trade Forex, if you trade stocks, if you trade Bitcoin, everybody uses TradingView for the majority of time. You may not place your trades here, but you look at the chart to do your technical analysis. So we're just going to go through um, from top to bottom. Let's start with the time. We're all practically, I'm sure, in the United States. So when you come down here to time zone, let me mute something. All right. When you come, okay. When you come down here to the time zone, you want to make sure you choose New York, number 5. This is the only option for being in America. And it's going to use military time. I wish I could set it to something different, but it's going to use military time. So right now it's 14:25. We know that's 2:25. Over here is going to be your list of watch lists. These are the pairs that you watch. I started off trading Forex, and I still trade Forex, and I trade stock, and I trade Bitcoin. So right here, you can see your Forex pairs. You can see your stock. So really, these technically should be up here. All you got to do is drag your pair up here, and then everything will be kind of labeled. You have your Forex pairs. You have indices right here, which is NAS 100, stocks, um, crypto. So you can categorize this according to whatever it is. Up here, let's see, where do I want to start? Um, let's just go with the setting. This right here. You can right click on your screen or you can come up here and press setting. And then you can change your chart. So if you want to change your candles, you could come here. Say, I see some people have their, candles as, you know, black. See how in the background it changed to black. Then you may have your bearish candles, keep it red or something like that. But I'm going to go with the traditional, put it back to green. But this is how you change your colors. Um, I was looking for the background. Oh, right here. If you want your background black, I used to have mine black for a long time. I think the default is black. So you just come up here to under canvas. You could change the background to black or blue or whatever color you like. But I'm going to keep mine as white so I can keep good energy. Your crosshair, you can change that to like a darker color or any color. So this right here, this crosshair that you see on the left, whatever color you want that to be, you could change that as well. Your text, you could change the size of your text to, 14, 16, whatever size that you want your text to be. So when you do make yourself a note, the text is going to be that size. Right. See, I usually just keep mine on there. But that's pretty much it for things that you may want to change. Over here on the left is going to be all of your tools. So over here, you have your trend line. Anything that you want to save and that you always want to be on your screen, you're just going to put a star here. So if you're trying to find your trend lines, put a star there. You can see the ones that I already have starred. These are the ones that I use the most: horizontal line, vertical line, parallel channel. It's a lot of things that you're not going to use, but a few things you will use. The Fibonacci is here. And don't get nervous if you don't understand these terminology just yet. We're just showing you how to set up TradingView so that you can be successful in marking up your own charts. I know some of you are like, well, just give me the signal. I don't need to know how to do all that. But it's important to be able to read the chart so that you can know if the signal that you received is correct or not. Head and shoulders, we'll probably talk about that later today. I'll give you a strategy. Long position and short position. So when you are placing your trade, if it's a buy, you're going to click long. Uh, if you're selling, you're going to press short. And so after you go through each of these over here, where's the star? I'm looking for my star, but I can't. Let me make this screen bigger. Okay, there is my star. All right. So everything that I have a star next to is going to come here. All those tools that you saw me star is going to come here. The way that I hit this is to come down to this star right here. I don't know if you ever need emojis, but this is where you'll find those. This tool is important. Your um, your ruler right here. So say for example, I want to mark up, I want to see what the length was or how many pips in Forex they call it pips or how many ticks this went. So I would probably mark, get my ruler, start here, drag it down, and I would see that that is 21 bars. It took 30 days because I'm on the daily chart, and this was 1687. So you can measure things from top to bottom, like you saw, or you can measure things from left to right. So if I go left to right, and I want to see how long did it take for this um, candle, right? How long was this bearish? It started here, it went down to here. So let me redo that actually. And let me show you what I'm pointing at here. This move to this move. If I'm curious to say, how long did it take for price to reach, to go from this resistance down to this support? I can get my ruler, start there and measure all the way across. And I'm like, okay, that took 22 days. Do you guys see 22? Put 22 in the chat if you can see that. Remember, I'm on the daily. Okay. All right, good. So we see that that took 22 days. Whenever you are back testing, that means that you are going to the left. You're trying to look at what happened in the past to determine what's going to happen again in the future. So you might want to use this ruler for that. So I told you I was on a daily. Let's come back up here. Up here is the same thing. This is where we look at the chart. So same thing. We have ticks, depending on what you're trading. Remember, I said people who are using trading stocks, trading Forex, trading Bitcoin, everybody uses this. And each person, no matter which asset class you're trading, is looking at different time zones. So I have my 15-minute start, my 30-minute start, my 1 hour, 4 hour daily. Let me start a week. So now the week wasn't there before, but because I just started, now the week is there. So when you're doing your top-down analysis, right, TDA, some people will start with the monthly or weekly or daily. We'll talk about that as well. So this is your time frame. Then next here, you have your candle styles. Right now we have it on a typical candles, but they have various ways that you can look at the chart. Some of these are free, and some of these are you have to pay for it. So maybe you would choose the line, watch how the chart changes. And it's a little bit easier to sometimes spot support and resistance. So keeping it like this with the line, it reduces the noise a little bit. And I can say, go, I can choose my horizontal line. And now it's a little bit easier for me to see my support and my resistance. So maybe when you're marking up your charts, this is what you may choose to do. You may choose to change the candles to a line and then mark it up. And then you say, okay, I'm done marking up support and resistance. Let me come back to candles now. Let's look at a couple other ones. You also have another popular one down here that you see starred is Heiken Aishi, or some people say Hakanashi. So as you can see, the Hakanashi candles show trends a little bit easier. They smooth out price action and they reduce noise as well. So they show things a little bit clearer. So sometimes if I'm in a trade and I'm unsure as to if price is changing direction or not, I'll just come to my hiking and then I'll be down probably to the, let me go back. I'll look at this normally on maybe a 1 minute or a 5 minute. Okay. So now you can see the 1 minute is highlighted. If I click this button down here, reset chart view, it's just going to make it much more visible, right? So if I'm in this trade, as long as I continue to see green candles, I'm going to stay in my buy. There's one small red candle here, but the body is in the middle, right? If you zoom in, you have a wick at the top and a wick at the bottom. So that's indecision when the body is mostly in the middle. So that's not enough to scare me to get out of my buy. I'm going to stay in my buy because I continue to see these green candles. So let's look at that on the regular candles. But wait, let me highlight this. Hmm, thank you, thank you. I'm trying to only show these green candles here. So if I go back to my regular candle to look at that same area, well, I guess it wasn't that messy, right? It wasn't that noisy. But some of these red candles can be a little bit more scary. So if it's, again, if you're unsure, and it's all the way down to the minute, but if you're unsure, you can just switch to Hakanashi. That's why you see me, I have both of these here. But whenever you see the red candle, whenever you see price start to go down, now it may be time to get out of that buy because now the candles are all turning red again. What else? This right here is indicators. So let me get out of there. Let me get out of there and go back to the higher time frame. I don't know why. I must have did something to my settings because I put this blue background here. I think I clicked something. That was not. What did I click? Now I'm messing stuff up. I don't know what I clicked to get the blue background. Okay. Well, let me keep going. Right here is your indicators. So some people use moving average. Everything again that you star is going to be there. So if I click moving average, it's automatically got added here. You got the EMA 9. And then once you choose the indicator, again, they have settings as well. So you could just click on the settings and change it. If I wanted my blue line to be orange, I can just choose orange. I can also change the thickness of that line by pressing that. I can change the transparency of the orange by clicking opacity. See how it's kind of going away. So you can do what's comfortable for you. Um, you could change this number from 9 to maybe 12. And now it's going to show you the last 12 candles. That's what moving average pretty much is what's the average price of the last 12 candles or the last 9 candles or the last 50 candles or the last 100 candles. So you can change that number based on what you're looking for. So that's indicators. Another indicator, and when with the free version, I believe you get to use 2 indicators. With the paid version, I think you can use a number of indicators. Sessions. Sessions has to do with that there are 4 sessions, but a lot of people just say 3. So if you click on here again, you go to settings, you'll see that we have the Asia session, which typically takes place around 7 p.m. to like 2 o'clock in the morning. London session starts at 2 o'clock in the morning, goes through New York, which in America we use the New York session. So if you only want to focus on what's happening during New York, that's when our banks open at around 8 o'clock. Then you can just unclick Asia, unclick London, and only look at what's happening in New York. So the market opens at 9:30, but pre-market happens at 8 o'clock. So a lot of traders are just sitting there in front of their computers, laptops, waiting on 9:30 to enter the trade. But maybe they'll start marking up charts at 8 o'clock. Some people get in at 8. That's called pre-market. So let me take off. Whenever you want to erase the indicator, you just press remove or press trash can, and then it'll come off. The other thing we have next to indicators is I'm gonna go to this one right here. I'm gonna come back to alerts. So this one, layout setup. Maybe you are really looking at 2 trades, and it's like I don't want to miss what's happening on gold, and I don't want to miss what's happening on S&P 500. So now you can just have them side by side, and they don't have to have the same time frame. You can have the S&P 500 on the 4 hour. You could come over here. You can see S&P 500 is on the daily. Or you can have the same exact, well, it's actually is the same one. You got S&P 500 on the 4 hour and you got S&P 500 on the daily. So maybe you are, you know, you looking at it on the 4 hour. Over here, you're ready to get in. So you're going to change that one daily to the 5 minute or the 15 minute. Is that months? How do I put this 1 minute? There we go, 1 minute. So now when you're ready to get in, you're like, okay, I'm ready to enter this trade. So I want to look at it on the monthly. So you can have it again, 2 different charts, or you can have the same chart. So let me go back now to just the single chart. You can see all the options. If you're looking at 3, 4, 5, professional traders, you will see various screens. They'll be looking at a computer screen on their left, computer screen in front of them, a computer screen on the right. But you don't really need all of that to be successful. I'm just showing you what the options are. Um, you could take a picture of your chart. So say I asked you to do some homework. I asked you to do homework. And so you say, okay, Miss Jones, I did what you asked me to do. And so you're going to click on this picture here. You can just either download the image, right? And I'll see exactly what you see, or you can press copy link. So if I say copy link, now I have that link copied. I can open up an email and you all can send me what your screens look like if I gave you homework, which might not be a bad idea. All right. Um, Over here you have price. So as you can see right now, the price is 6,945 and it's in green. Let me go to Bitcoin. We know that the Bitcoin just dropped. And so right now the price of Bitcoin is 69,000. Wow, it dropped a lot. But that's good. That's a good because that means that you can it's on sale, right? It's on sale and you can buy it because we know it's going to go back up. So right now the price of Bitcoin is $69,341. And so based off of me selecting this 4 hour candle, we have 16 minutes left before this 4 hour candle forms. If I was to change this to an hour, there's still 16 minutes left before this hour candle forms. So based off of um, this time frame, that's how many candles that you'll see in front of you. If we put daily, we have 4 hours left. We have 4 hours. Where is it? 4 hours left before this 4 hour candle ends. So you always want to start with your top down analysis. That means you're starting. What did I write? Okay, downtrend. I must have been using this for. Oh yeah, I was using this for our training on last Saturday, where we recognize the difference between a continuation and a reversal. So if you haven't watched that video, go to Saxable's YouTube channel, check that out, how you can identify when price is continuing or when price starts to reverse. So I just left that there. But we definitely still been in this reversal from one more thing that brings me to mention the time frame. When you look down here, you have your crosshair at the bottom in this black box. You can see that price started reversing, Bitcoin started reversing as of October 6th. That was 2025. So starting October 6th, 2025, that's when Bitcoin started to sell off. But when you have your crosshair, you can see this black box shows, because this is a daily, so one candle represents one day. And so you can see the date at the bottom. So if you're curious, hey, when did price start to drop? When did we go into consolidation? Just use your crosshair tool, which is up here in the top left corner, and then look at the bottom dates. If I wanted to set an alert for when price was going to reach 60,000, I would just get my horizontal tool, select it, put price at 50,000. And you don't even have to be precise. Like, how difficult would it be to try to find exactly 50,000? I'm going to come all the way up here to 83,000, right? And I'm going to double click it. And now I'm going to come to this number and put 50,000. Where did it go? I might have pressed the wrong button. Let me try that again. Yeah, I told you I don't like numbers, so I do not apologize when I mess up with numbers. But I'm gonna click here, double click it, and you can use this arrow here, which might take a while, or you can just, you know, change the number here manually. I better move slow. So now that put that line directly at 50,000. So if I want to say, hey, when price gets to 50,000, I'm going to jump back in for a buy. I'm not telling you to do this because I did not do any research. I did not look left to see, but I'm just showing you how to use the alert tool. It's a couple of ways you can do it. I'm going to come to my 50,000. I see the plus sign and I'm going to click plus, set an alert for 50,000. Again, that's probably not accurate. Or you could come over here. I think here, oh, right here. You could create an alert and you could put the alert at, 50,000. Moving real slow. And so you can tell TradingView to let you know only one time, or you can have TradingView tell you every time it crosses. But usually I just click once. And hopefully you guys have the app on your phone because you'll get notified on your phone as well as on here. And then to delete it, once price reaches it, you just press the trash can option. Do you really want to delete it? Yes, you want to delete it. I think I pressed it more than once. All right. And then you could tell that it's also an alert because even if I didn't choose this horizontal line, but I still just press the plus sign, you can see that it's a dash line. And if you hover over it, you will see, it looks like that. Okay, what else can we go over? We got our watch list. We got our background color, our candle color. We have how to take a picture and send it to someone. You can name the chart right here. I don't really use this too often, but you can rename the chart Bitcoin, and then you could take your photo. So if I say, I wonder, did my Bitcoin chart do what I expected it to do? You could just pull it back up. Also, you have a replay feature. So, for example, if I did want to um, identify when price reversed, and I can just press this rewind button. You have to have the paid version in order to use this feature. They'll make you think that you can that you can do it on the free version, but you can't. So I would just come back to where I wanted to erase, which is where that purple line is, and then you'll see in the background it says replay, and I can just watch price unfold again, and I can change the speed of the replay. So if I wanted it to go a little slower, I would go underneath 3 times as fast. If I wanted it to go faster, I would probably choose like 10 times as fast. And then you would just press play. We can watch price unfold and do what it already did. And once you're done with the replay feature, just press this X down here. And you can use TradingView for free, where you will get those 5 indicators and you'll get the replay option. You'll just get to utilize a lot more features. They let you try it for 30 days for free. Um, and then after that, they charge a yearly price. And it's really not even a bad price. I think it's like $180 for to utilize all these features as far as being able to see multiple screens, the replay, multiple indicators. But hey, you do not have to do that. The free version is just fine. You just know that you can't look at more than one screen or replay or have more than 2 indicators. I used the free version for the first 2 years or more that I was trading. So you don't have to worry about it. Or you could just utilize the free version, the 30-day free, and then cancel. So we talked about the different candles, different looks of the screen, um, how to remove drawings. You just come down to this trash can and you can remove the drawings. You can remove the indicators. If you want to, say, for example, choose like this writing tool. No, I don't like that. Like sometimes I can't take that off, but I'm gonna just choose it anyway. If I want to choose this brush feature and just kind of write on it, um, you can lock your screen. So it says magnet. Now, whatever I do, I don't have to go back and continue to click brush, take it off, brush, take it off, brush, take it off, because it's just on there. To get rid of it, you come up here to like this crosshair tool, or you could just unlock it. To erase, you can press back, and this removes your drawings. Let's see, talked about the watch list, talked about alerts. This is price over here. Um, talked about the time frames. Over here, this stuff is not really important. dark candle. That's another way you could change your screen from light
Uh,
to
Question.
yeah.
So, one thing that I noticed that you and Sax do a lot is you draw the horizontal lines, the vertical lines, and the diagonal line rays really fast. How are you how are you guys doing that? Because mine, it makes like how you locked the drawings just a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
It won't let me make multiple lines. Like I can make one, but then I have to go back to the left menu and then click the line again and put another line and then click it and make another line. But
Yeah, that's
like you guys are drawing lines to do the trend really quick. So how are you doing that?
okay. Yeah, that's why I was just saying the lock option because it does make it very convenient instead of going horizontal line and then going back to make another one horizontal line. I could just press horizontal line once, press this magnet, and then just keep. Yeah, it's not doing it. So are you talking about using the horizontal line because, or are you talking about the ray? Because this one will expand from left to right,
Hmm.
and then the other one, I think it's called a ray. It only goes right only.
So I was talking about when you guys are
Horizontal.
so like right now the chart is in a downtrend, right?
Right.
So you would be when you guys are drawing the lines from the highs to lows in this instance, from the
Mm-hmm.
highs to lows, you're drawing the line. So you're drawing the line from the high to the low, but then you're drawing the higher low as well, the lower low. So you're drawing the lower highs and the lower lows. So how are you doing those as fast?
Um, I'm not sure if you're talking about when I'm just drawing like the path tool, or
Yeah, like if you were just drawing it on the last class,
yeah,
you were just drawing like a make believe chart.
yeah.
So yeah, how are you doing that?
Right. So let me see if this is the tool you're referring to. This path tool right here.
Yes, that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just called a path tool. And
Okay.
so you just click, you just press the dot where press the, I'm using a space bar or this mouse button. You just press that wherever you want price to stop. So like press it once, go to where you want, press it again, go down, press it again, go up, press it again, go down, press it again. And when you're done with it, you click twice and then it'll stop.
Okay. Thank you very much. Because I was doing it line by line. So it's
Oh, line
taking
by line. Oh yeah, that would have took you all.
yeah.
I see what
By
you're
the
doing
time
now.
I did all that, the trade is over.
Yeah,
Like the trade window's over with. I'm like, man, this is
exactly.
how are they doing this? Okay, that's
Exactly. So
awesome.
you was probably going like trend line, and then you get
Yeah, yeah,
another
that,
trend line.
yeah, it's
Get
taking
another trend
forever.
line.
And all the
Yeah.
lines are messed up. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad
Okay.
news.
You're welcome. So yeah, that's just called a path tool. And where is it? It's over here somewhere. Path tool.
Yeah, I waited all week for that. I've been trying.
Oh, it's right here. It's right here in this third box. One, two, three, four. Fifth box. Okay, cool. Any other questions about TradingView, about any of these tools, watch list, how to name the chart, how to take a picture, indicator?
Yeah, Miss Jones, right? Thank you so much. You know what I mean, just for being here on Earth with us, right? So,
You're
what you
welcome.
mentioned earlier about knowing when to get out of the trade. I've been having that a lot this past week. Where I'll be up like 40%.
Mm,
Shit, you know, I just won't. I'll continue to think it's going up. So, are there some key things that should be watching out for on the chart as we're watching that minute chart? I think
definitely.
you had a perfect example up there where some of the wicks were getting shorter in that one example. What are some things to look out for on that so I don't miss my 40%?
Exactly. So you want to be looking at market structure, which is the higher highs and the higher lows. So going back to this example, um, what's this? So as price, say you're in a buy, this tool, well, no. I'm clicking my trend line tool. Price is in a buy. I'm going to mark this high. Well, that's crooked, but I make it bigger. Price is in a up there. I'm gonna mark this high. Why is my line's not straight? Right here, price came a little bit lower, so I'm gonna be aware of that. Wow, how did that happen? Sorry, it's like reacting slowly to what I'm doing now. But I'm basically marking up. Okay, I'm basically marking up the highs and kind of observing and making sure that prices. Wow, why is he doing that? Okay, he just used a different thing. So I'm making sure, price is going up. Oh, I have this magnet on. That's why I'm like not listening to me today. Okay, so mm, price still continue up in this uptrend. You know, I'm going to get a little bit nervous when I see that price is not continuing up higher. This one was a little bit more of the equal high. And then sometimes that's how price can suck us in. It do one last high right here. I'm just move this out the way. Um, price is, you know, price is not going any higher than this. So when I look left, I can see that we didn't get much height difference from here to here to here. So that could be an indication that price wants to reverse. So when you're in an uptrend, you want to see those higher highs and higher lows. Just like we saw over here, it just they're stepping up higher and higher and higher and higher. So market structure is one way that could be a sign that price is not going to continue. Plus the time of day it is. Um, a lot of continuation, a lot of reversals happen at about 9:30. Let me change this. I'm gonna be aware like what time it is. But the main thing is just market structure, right? So we don't see price continuing to go up, forming those higher highs and higher lows. It may be time to get out of the trade if you're not seeing this. If you just see price, you know, only go up a little bit or come down, it could be giving you a clue that it's about to reverse and go the other direction. Sometimes it'll trick us and give us one last candle high, but really that is just trying to draw buyers into the market so that the big market can come in, fill their orders, and bring it price all the way down.
Wow.
You got to look at the candles themselves. If you see a lot of consolidation, if you see price stalling to continue that uptrend, then that's a clue that it could be ready to reverse. But check out that video that I did about continuation versus reversal.
Absolutely.
Yep, it's free on YouTube. So then once you see it goes up, and now, like right here, price just starts to go down. Now it's forming lower highs and lower lows. So we can forget about the buys now at this point.
Yeah, get into the shorts, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions about TradingView? Even if you get a signal and it tells you to buy. So prices right here, we can see that current price is 69,390. If you get a signal that says buy when price is at 70,000, you can just come here get that long position, put your cursor here at the 70,000 mark, and then if you get a stop loss, you put this where the stop loss, whatever number you received on the signal, we could drag this up, and we can see that. Let's get it. Let's see. The last time price went way up here. So this is where we expect price to go again, because price loves to go where it's already been.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a risk to reward of 4.18. So I'm risking I'm risking like $100 to make $400. And that's a great trade at a risk to reward ratio of 4.18. So that's over a 4. But I'm just saying, if those of you that's saying, I don't really want to learn this, signal stuff. I mean, not signal. I don't want to learn how to mark up charts. I just want to, but it's still good for you to come here and look at the chart to see, this will probably be actually down here because we want to put our stop loss underneath the last low.
Mm-hmm. Say for that one right there, would you consider that one an equal bottom right there? That's where we see that shift take place. Would you consider that equal bottom or not? Because the wick.
What you mean equal bottom?
Like that's one of the strategies that you presented was the equal top bottom.
Oh, you talking about equal high, equal low?
Oh, equal low. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit far apart, but it could, as long as we see price. So we would expect price to break this point right here.
Sure. Okay.
I don't want that to. Okay. So we will want to be looking for a breaker structure.
Got it.
So in order to consider this a buy, price would have to go above this line because this is the lowest high. This is the lower high. So we would want price to break above it in order to say that price is reversing again. Because it could be an equal low, but we just gotta wait and see. Price would have to come up. It will probably come past it, come right back to it for that pullback, and then continue up in order for us to consider this being going in a bullish trend again.
That actually happened a lot today on the charts, on the Bitcoin charts.
Really?
If you guys want to check it out, yeah, that happened a lot today.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely happens a lot. Even if that's your only strategy is to look for equal highs and equal lows, that's not a bad thing in the beginning.
So when you're trading, obviously you got a wealth of experience. So I was reading yesterday some of the key things to watch for. They were saying that we shouldn't trust the indicators blindly, right? We should primarily look to price action. What's your take on those things?
I agree. I mostly look at just price action. Typically, I don't have any indicators on. If I do, I just have it on just for confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
But you really want to trust your eyes versus the indicator.
Right on.
I forgot to mention too that if you go to look left, right? So if you're trying to see where to mark so let me see, for example, Bitcoin just went down, down, down. But if you're doing back testing or you're looking left to try to find the last high or the last low, once you get so far out, you could just come down here. I might have mentioned it, press this reset button, and then it'll bring you right back to the current price instead of just dragging right in the way that you had to continue to drag it left. Over here, if you put your cursor here and use your mouse, this makes the chart, the candles wider. And if you pull it down, it makes the candle smaller. But sometimes you might see a candle, you're like, oh my God, that's big, big candle. You just come over here and just do like this. Like, oh, that wasn't that big. It wasn't that bullish. It wasn't that bearish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything as far as the tools that are available for you guys on TradingView. Because I've gone to trade it on several things, but I always go back to TradingView. I looked at, you know, Bitcoin. I mean, Bit2Next. I looked at Blowfin. I think I like Bit2Next better, but even though I look at those guys, I always come back to TradingView. I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to it. But if you just starting out, maybe you may be used to the other ones. Just like if you get an Android or an iPhone, whatever one you start off with, that's the one you most likely going to keep.
Right. So just made a good point there. Do you, if you don't mind me asking, do you have a preferred trading exchange? Because I started off using BTCC, and I just switched over to Blowfin when I, discovered you guys. What's your, analysis of the market exchanges?
You mean as like a broker?
Yeah, yeah, precise. Yeah, to make those.
Um, yeah, Blowfin is good, and I also use Thinkorswim because it allows you to trade forex or stocks or Bitcoin. Like you could trade everything on there out of the same account
Hmm.
instead of having some money in Blowfin where you trade in Bitcoin, then some money in CoinX where I'm trading forex. I just switched over to Thinkorswim where I can just trade everything from one place.
Sweet. Do you think there's a huge distinction in the fees varying, but they are pretty much the same?
Yeah, it just depends on what you're trading.
Got it.
I think stocks is only like 1 or 2%. Yeah, and then because they have your margin, your free margin, and for it. And I had to some of them. It depends on your leverage too. So like I had to switch from one broker because my leverage was only a 50 to 1, so I could only be in one trade at a time. And I was like, oh no, this is not gonna work. So you want to choose a broker that gives you a good leverage as well.
Right on. It, my last question probably. Do you have any tips for using leverage? Like say if if someone's using $100, you recommend not using over 50x leverage, or what's your your take on those?
Yeah, another video I did was talking about risk to reward. We don't want to blow accounts. So we got to be willing to start small. And like I said earlier today, no matter how small your account is, the goal is to double it. So a lot of times we just want to just, you know, hit a home run on that first one. And if you do, that's really just luck and not because it was technical analysis or some skill that you had. So you want to only be risking 1 or 2% of your account. And it may sound boring to say that, oh, I won $1 or $2, but that's exciting in the beginning. My sister called me the other day. She was like, I won my first $5. And I remember being excited about my first $5 and first $30. So celebrate those small wins, celebrate the small wins. And then as your account grows, you can afford to risk more. But the smaller your account, the smaller your risk should be. Because if you make the wrong trade, if you make the wrong move, now you just blew that account and now you got to refill your account and start all over. So it's okay to just focus on like 1 to 2% of your whole account and risk about, if it's $100, you got to be willing to risk like $1 or $2 at the most.
Sweet.
That answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys for getting on. This video will be on the YouTube channel, probably like I said tomorrow. I never went over TradingView before, at least not in this in the profit squad. So I want to um, show you guys that because I know I want you to be able to have the hands-on information for yourself. It's cool to get the signals, and that's fine in the beginning to receive signals. But after that, you're going to want to get on the chart for yourself. Or even when you get that signal, it's like, oh, let me take a look at this, right? This is your money. So you want to be in control of your money and your trades. I know you can still, if you're busy, um, you probably won't have time. But even if you're wrong, go back and look left, see what happened and learn from it. Write down every trade. It's easy to forget what you did if you did something right, you're like, okay, now what did I do? What did I do? If you did something wrong, you also need to know what you did so that you don't repeat it. So write down every trade. Oh, somebody said, yeah, I agree. Thank you. Thank you. Write down every trade. Get your own personal notebook just for trading. I'm working on a trading journal for you guys, and so that you can take accountability for the trades that you're in. You want to be asking yourself, what pair am I trading? What time of day am I trading? What session am I going to trade? How much am I going to risk on my account? You want to just be writing all this stuff down. Otherwise, how can you repeat what you did if it worked for you and you don't even know what you did? I did 50x my first trade. Definitely look. What time is best to trade? It depends on your schedule, but most traders trade at 9:30 when the New York market opens, when the New York session opens. That's when you hear the word new money coming into the market because everybody's waiting on 9:30 to push that button. Some are waiting on 9:45 because that a lot can happen at 9:30 with everybody waiting until then to trade. So but there are people that make money in the Asian session at 5, 6 p.m. But the majority of traders who are profitable will. I used to be trading London at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I was just the only one, the only one awake at that time, and didn't have anybody to celebrate with. So I switched to New York. So now I trade New York. So most traders are done trading by like 10, definitely by 11. But it's going to take time. Just be patient with yourself. Don't say that trading doesn't work. Um, Again, once you gain these skills, and don't try to learn everything. Don't try to learn every single thing. Learn one strategy, like he was talking about. The equal highs, equal low strategy. Just do that one strategy at least 10, 15 times before you try to learn something else and add to it. A lot of times I don't know why I'm talking so much math. I don't like math. I like words. But a lot of times we try a strategy, then we subtract it. It didn't work. Try a strategy, subtract it. No, we want to be adding. We want to be adding to our strategies. Can you show where to switch sessions? Um, what do you mean, like on the switch sessions? Let me go back, share my screen. You can come up here to TradingView. Now I can't see if you are talking, but you can come up here to TradingView and you could just type sessions. They have a lot of different ones. You can look at the numbers, how many people are using each of these indicators. 27,000 people are using this one. 2.8 thousand people are using this one. I'll just go to the one that I had starred because you can see the star right there. Click on it. And by default, it's going to give you all 4 sessions. And so if you don't want to see them all, you can just come to sessions and highlight and only look at the ones you want to see. So if you don't trade during Asia, which is like 7 p.m., or if you sleep at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you could take off London and you can leave New York and you could change the color. But for now, we'll keep it red. So you say okay. And behind each of, like from here, you see how it's 3. Let's see, 12. It's supposed to be 9:30. Let me see something. Wait. Oh yeah, that's how you hide it, guys. Put the I, cross out the I. But I'm wondering, why does it say there's nothing else to see here? This supposed to be, I wonder why it's saying 3. It's saying 3. I'm on the hour chart. Did I click on the wrong button? Let me find a different one. I know somebody's saying something. I just can't see it right now. So let me look at one more because I must have I don't know.
That's really all I wanted to see. I be
Oh,
struggling with the Zoom thing. I don't know how to work it and switch back and forth. But yeah, that's all I wanted to see.
okay, okay, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it'll have the time for each one. You can see this one comes with another, like it's like two indicators in one. Yeah, they're showing this right here. But okay. What do you mean, Mika? How does the money get into your account?
Just a query because I was wondering. I know some of these accounts are attached to like a broker account, so I was wondering how do we like when we doing trades, how does the funds like if we hit like which broker account or like that's what I meant.
Some brokers, you have to buy Bitcoin, maybe use Cash App or some platform, buy Bitcoin, transfer it into USDT. Crypto is better at explaining how to do that. But some platforms you can just use your bank account. You could do an ACH withdraw from your bank account. Some banks will allow you to Zelle money from your bank account to your broker. But yeah, I know with Blowfin,
Okay, because in my country we it kind of bans Cash App and Zelle and Klarna and things of this nature.
right? Yeah, where are you located?
In Bermuda.
Bermuda. Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, some of them you buy Bitcoin first and then just transfer it over. So it just depends on what you're using. Um, I really like the brokers. You could just use your debit card. You ain't got to do all that. Just use Visa, but it just depends on where your broker is located too. Because some places, like if you live in America, they won't allow you to even trade, or unless you use a VPN, then that's something different. You can
Hey, it should be a crime for sure. Because
exactly,
we cannot use certain brokers, which is extremely annoying. It really is.
exactly. It is. It's so weird, but that's how it is right now. But you can use the VPN and say you live in Spain when you really live in Texas. All right, how do we get paid from Bluefin? We connect our bank account. Yeah, you want to connect your bank account, and whenever you're ready to make a withdrawal, you could just withdraw. But the goal is also to keep in mind, guys, the goal is to compound your account. So, you have to keep your lot size is small, or you have to trade only a small amount if you have a small account. So, yeah, we want to grow our account, and you want to make those withdrawals, but at the same time, you also want your account to grow so that you can make larger, you could be in more trades and make larger amounts. We call it lot size in Forex. But yeah, it's okay to make those withdrawals. It'll go right back to your bank account if that's where you put the money from. Yep, YouTube videos are helpful. All right, guys, I appreciate you all for joining us. I hope you have a better understanding now of how to use TradingView. If you have any questions about anything, you can inbox me. My name is Miss K or KJ. That's now you know what the J stands for. KJ. I'm on Telegram, so you can inbox me with any of your questions. You guys are going to do amazing. If you just want to start off with, a demo account, just to get that experience, you can do that as well. Don't feel like you have to start off with your real money. You can start off with a demo account, gain that experience, and then switch over to a live account. All right, you're welcome, Deborah. Thank you guys as well. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll look forward to seeing you all with a new topic on next Saturday. Go
Thank
keep.
you, Ms. K. One more question. For since you give us homework assignments,
Yeah.
how do we send you those? Because I have the screenshots from the last week.
Okay, cool. You could just send those to me in the Telegram.
Okay, just send you the screenshots.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay,
awesome.
y'all off the hook for homework today. Forgot to include that.
Yay!
I'm a teacher, so it's hard for me
Yeah,
not to give you homework.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You all take care. Let's go make it a great week. Bye-bye.